Hello, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to episode 79 of Raise the Holt. And this is the start of the Premier League season. This episode, we're going to be playing Fulham at home and Wolverhampton away. And if we just have a quick look at the league table, there's been 2 games already. You can see Leicester has gone out and they've beaten Manchester United. So we've already got the chance to get a bit of an early lead over recent seasons who have been our title rivals. But Arsenal, who have been the third horse in our 3-horse race, they have very much got underway with a 4-1 win over, who was that? Over Stoke. Now, the transfer window has closed, and there's just one other piece of business that we've done. We've signed Raul Rodriguez, a Uruguayan central defender, on a free transfer. Now, we don't have the foreign slots in the squad right now for him to be in the Premier League team, but you can see he's quite a decent defender there. So we've got him on loan. I'm hoping to be able to get him sent out. You can see he's a 3, almost 4-star potential. I'm hoping to get him sent out somewhere on loan, and if not, we'll send him to Sochaux for this season. To make sure he's getting first-team football. But first things first, it's Fulham, and this is the team we're going with. It's Golini in goal, Van Drongelen, Magnanelli and Cadden in the back, Mings and Stemenkovic down the wings, Lima and Luis Felipe in midfield, Roberts Gonzalez and Callum Mosley is starting, reason being James Wilson picked up a bit of a knock in training. He's more or less fit, but it's the first game of the year. We're at home to Fulham. We don't want to take any risks. So Callum Mosley has been in good form so far this season. So we're going with him with, of course, the boob on the bench if needed, as is our new left back in training, or left winger in training, Hans Daly. And certainly Hans Daly we'd like to bring on at some point in this game. Look at this, Matty Virtue, once of our parish, who's in the Fulham lineup. How's he been doing, actually? A bit of a sidetrack here. Signed him for 6.5 million last year. He did okay, didn't he, as a Premier League player full-time? We sort of knew that of him, didn't we? But he was just never going to really break into our team. So let's see here. Do it for the fans. It's the first game of the year. It probably seems like the sensible thing to do. Get a bit of a passion. We have faith. And let's go get this season underway. It's always something special, isn't it? First day of the season at Villa Park, that Christmas in the air, crispness as opposed to Christmas, but a little bit of both. It feels like Christmas sometimes, doesn't it? Let's see how we go. So let me know what you think of Raul Rodriguez. I'm not convinced, as I said last episode, some of our defenders that are coming through. So he has better potential. It's just the fact that he's a foreign player isn't ideal, is it? But if we can get him out on loan for this season, and then we can try and make a spot. I think Alex is a left back. As I said last episode, we have quite a few left backs that aren't foreign. So I think we might look to move on. There's a ball through for Callum Mosley. What a goal! Callum Mosley has absolutely belted that in. What a first goal of the Premier League season that is. Patrick Roberts, good little run. He's picked out Mosley. Look at that on the volley too. What a goal. I can't think of many better ways to start a season than belting one in after 2 minutes like that. So definitely a good move to play him, wasn't it, over the slightly injured Wilson. Absolutely repaid my faith in him right there. So let's see. Hopefully we're not going to go and give a goal straight back to Fulham now. Fulham, they have been a sort of a lower team, haven't they, over the course of our save here. So this is the game we should be able to win relatively comfortably. Paddy Roberts, cutting inside. We're looking lively. Wolves are up next. They have had a tendency to start seasons well, so a little bit worried about that. Out to Paddy Roberts. What can he do here? He's found a bit of space for himself. Is it a goal? I think it's a goal. No, it is offside. Wasn't sure. It looked like it had to be offside, but without being able to see the linesman sort of down here, you couldn't really tell for sure. All right, let's give them some encouragement here. Things are looking good, but with that 1-goal lead, we know things can go very wrong very quickly, can't they? Worked a bit of space for Felipe, just over the bar. I'd love to be able to get a second goal in here, and then you'd think potentially it could become party time, but while it remains at 1-0, that's just not the case, is it? Let's see what we can do. We might just give them a concentrate here. 10 shots in the first 25 minutes of a game. That is insane. It has been Villa domination. We do need to get this second goal, though. So we'll throw in for Lima. Can he find a cross? No, it's cleared. We should be able to win that back. We can. Cadden's there. Cadden's actually done quite well, hasn't he, these first few games. Roberts around the corner to Callum Mosley. Go on for the double. Callum. Oh! Callum Mosley starting the season on fire. 2 goals in half an hour. Now this is going to make it difficult to bring James Wilson back into the team now. What a ball from Paddy Roberts. The goalkeeper's kind of chained to his line there, isn't he? Probably should have come out for that, but that doesn't worry us. It's 2, as it says down the bottom there, 2 for Mosley, and we are well and truly underway. It just continues. It's just a wave of claret and blue. All right, Felipe, what's he got for us? The good thing, I think, is that we might look to bring on our new left back at half-time. He's just getting his match fitness. So it'll be a good opportunity in a game like this to get him used to this new position as well, because we are, as I said, retraining him to play as a wing-back as opposed to a winger. So it's just constant pressure, isn't it? Stemenkovic out to Mings. Can Mings find a ball into the area? He can. It's Gonzalez off the crossbar, and I thought it was going to hit the keeper and go in. Another highlight for Villa. This is absolutely insane. Can we get a third? Working the ball around nicely. Mings dinks it in for Gonzalez. Out to Stemenkovic. There's men in the middle again. Can he find the ball in? He can. Gonzalez! It is all Villa right now, and again, we've worked the ball around nicely. Gonzalez has played it out for Stemenkovic, continued his run into the near post, and there's the header. You'd wonder if the keeper from that tight angle could possibly have done a little bit better, but once again, these things aren't our concern. So 37 minutes in, and can we get a fourth? Felipe knocks it in for Magnanelli. Is it a penalty? It is a penalty, and this is a chance for a Callum Mosley hat-trick. Well, this would be a nice show-up, wouldn't it? Can he get a first-half hat-trick? I remember Agbonlahor, I think, a couple of years ago now, isn't it, got, I think, an opening day hat-trick. I think that was against Manchester City. Mosley, and he's done it. (4-0) in the first half of the opening game of the season. This is looking like it could be very, very promising. Now, Mings has picked up a bit of a knock there. We're definitely going to be taking Mings off in the second half. I'm wondering... I want to see how many goals Mosley can get here. Well, you could go and get some sort of... I'm not sure what the club record is. We think there's been a 4, but I don't remember beyond that. So obviously, it's just a passionate... We're very happy, guys. I do want to make that change at left back. I'll do that. I'll edit that out and we'll come back for the second half. I like to try and keep the episodes moving, so I don't want to sort of slow down the flow by sort of making subs, doing tactical tweaks to the roles, and then team talk and all that kind of stuff. So if it's something that you particularly want to see, let me know. But I do like, as I said, just try and keep the episode moving. So that sort of editing out those sorts of things, I think, helps with that. All right, can we get a fifth? Stemenkovic for Lima. Back to Luis Felipe at the edge of the area. Luis Felipe! Oh, that had to be close. What a goal that would have been. We have a tendency, I mean, all teams have a tendency when you've got a dominant lead like that, the second half can fizzle out a little bit. I wonder if I might give it a demand more here and just see if we can push them on. The new guy's looking nervous, which is to be expected, I think. New club, first game in front of the home fans, and also, obviously, playing a position he's not necessarily used to. This might be a good opportunity to start resting some players here. We might put the boob on for Gonzalez. Gonzalez is looking a little tired. So we might do that. Then we might keep a sub up our sleeve. No one else is looking. Felipe's looking a little tired. We won't make that change right now, though. I want to see a good performance from the boob. And let's see if we can get a fifth. Definitely hasn't been as good as the second half has it. Push forward, boys. Come on. Felipe's looking a little tired. We might take him off here, I think. He's into the 60s. It's gone for Roberts. Lima, can he turn? Back to Roberts. Can he work some space? He's in some space. It's going to be a cross now, if anything. Other way, he's running to the stands. Back to Cadden. Cadden in Felipe. And Felipe... No, we're keeping the ball. We're building slowly from the corner, aren't we? So... Let's see if we can get something from this. We've got a lot of space for our winger out there. I'm assuming that's Stemenkovic. That's a horrible pass. That really wasn't worth the build-up, was it? Let's see if we don't want to concede now. That would be silly, wouldn't it? It's a good ball. It's a good run. And it's a miss. That would have been quite a nice goal for them, but I would have been quite annoyed if we'd gone and conceded a goal like that. Okay, so let's bring Doyle Hayes on for Felipe. I think Doyle Hayes can play in that role for the sake of not changing things. I think he can do that for the last 5 minutes here. But this should put us top of the table. And if you are enjoying this, of course, thumbs up on the video. It does help people find the channel, which I am eternally grateful for. Subs haven't really done it for us, have they? They have flattered to deceive since they've came on. But 4-0 for the opening day, that is not bad. We will take that all day long. So we'll give them a nice little passionate, very well done, and we will move on. Okay, so Mings has picked up a knock here, just a day or two, so he should be fine. Stemenkovic, you can see, look at those stats. I'm in love with Stemenkovic. And of course, Callum Mosley, classy Callum Mosley. Superb in front of goal. And there we go, so wait right there, and we will be back for the Wolverhampton game. Okay, welcome back for Wolverhampton. Now, they beat Crystal Palace 6-2 in their opening game. You can see they're ahead of us on goals scored, if not goal difference. So this, as I suspected, they always start the season well, Wolverhampton. Now, this is the team that we are going with. More or less the same team. Golini in goal, Van Drongelen, Magnanelli, Cadden, Mings, and Stemenkovic. We're going with Lima and Ali. We're going to give Dele Alli a run out here. We want to try and keep some of our players fresh, even at this early stage of the season. Going with Roberts, Gonzalez, and Callum Mosley. Again, we've got Wilson on the bench. He's back fit, but I just don't see after a hat-trick how we could possibly consider dropping Callum Mosley. So we're not. So we can see the way they're lining up. It's sort of somewhat of a standard formation, isn't it, these days? To challenge them to pick up where they left off, I'm going to say... I don't like that as a team talk. I just don't. Let's go with where the favourites give the fans a performance to cheer for. Some calm, we have faiths, and see if we can go on out there and get a win. All right, let's see if we can get 6 points from 6 on the board here. I don't know what it is about Wolverhampton, but they always start the season well. If you remember, it was last season, and I think the season before that, they were right up in amongst the title race until about Christmas time when they began to fall away, I should say. But yeah, I don't expect this to be an easy game, and we tend to have a bit of a tough time against them anyway. Let's see what we can do here. Stemenkovic from the free kick out to Paddy Roberts. Paddy Roberts puts his foot into one off the crossbar. Magnanelli was offside, so I'm sure that goal would have counted if it had gone in, but it didn't, so we don't really have to worry about it too much. We might just give them a concentrate here when we get the chance. There is interest in Stemenkovic from Real Madrid. Now, he does have a release clause in his contract, but it's 112 million. So I don't know that they're going to trigger that. I might, just to be safe, look at offering him a new contract anyway. If you weren't around for the end of last episode, if you did sort of clear out a bit early, we are still at Villa Park this year because I don't know why I thought it was the end of the 23 season that we were moving into our new stadium, but apparently it's the end of the 25 season. So the issue with that was we just have to be a little bit careful with our wages. So he's already on 110 grand a week. I don't know how much higher we can look to go on him. So it's a little bit dicey on that, but having 112 million in the bank for Stemenkovic, I don't know what good it is because I don't think we can sign anybody that is as good as him. Paddy Roberts gliding past players, gets the ball in. Oh, Walter Gonzalez! Second opportunity. It's not a classic by any means. If you're taking it first time, then maybe. But Paddy Roberts here, look at that, gliding past one, gets the ball in. Mosley, there's off the defender it looks like, which took it away from Mosley, but into the pass of Gonzalez. And at the second opportunity, as I said, he goes and puts it in the back of the net for us. So that's 1-0. That's 20 minutes gone. We're not having this all our own way if you look at the possession, are we? But they're not getting shots away, which is obviously a good thing for us. Now, Magnanelli's picked up a knock. I don't think we want to play around with that too much. It's a little bit early on in the season to be having our defenders with issues. Now, what we might do here, it's a bit of a risk, I will admit that, but we need Mings. He has quite good pace to play the high line. So we might bring Hans Daly on. It's a good opportunity to give him 60 minutes as well and see how he does. It would look like a nice ball from Roberts, just neither of the strikers kind of saw it coming. Can we win that? We can. A little bit short on the header, but Golini is there. Can we build something? Ali out to Stemenkovic. Can he get a ball in? He can. It's Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Paddy Roberts. Goal! That should have been 2. Good save from the keeper, but it's one of those that the keeper should not have had a chance. All right, let's see what... No, nothing's going to come of that, so that is good. I'd like to try and see something from Hans Daly this game. I think this is his 3rd or 4th appearance for us now. I think we need to start seeing, maybe not necessarily defensively, but I do think we need to see a little bit from him now going forward, because he is a winger, and we do get our fullbacks or our wingbacks quite a ways forward. Wolverhampton look like they're going to try and build something. Paddy Roberts working hard trying to close them down. Cadden's cut that out nicely. Back to Golini, and can we now look to build something? Golini, get rid of it. Oh. It's gone up to Gonzalez. Didn't win the header, but Dele Alli's there. Into Paddy Roberts. Roberts up to Mosley. Mosley's gone out to Daly. Come on, son. This is where he should be strong. He's got the ball into the back post. Gonzalez! That's what we wanted to see from the new man. Gets forward, knocks in a beautiful cross, and at the back post, Gonzalez bullets the header in. Look at this for a header. He's quite good in the air, isn't he, Gonzalez? To think, we've thought about, well, I have thought about selling him for a little while now, because he's one of those strikers where he's not necessarily quick, he's not necessarily good in the air, he's not necessarily a lot of things, but what he is just, I think, a well-rounded striker, and it's just consistently getting 10 or more goals for us every year, especially in the league, I should say. And of course, he did get that hat-trick for us in the Champions League final, which instantly puts him down into our club folklore, doesn't it? I think we need to maybe just do an assertive, don't let your performance drop. We will just tell Stemenkovic not to get yourself sent off. And we'll do a few other individual team talks here, and then we'll get this second half underway. All right. What I was basically doing there in terms of other team talks is anybody who was playing a 6.7 or 6.7, I should say, or below, I was just telling them we expect a bit more. But, those get a bit tedious, as I've said before, so we try and edit those out where possible. All right, let's not give Wolverhampton an early goal here, please. We're looking to build... Oh, we've let him run in behind us there. That's not good. That's not good. Go on, Golini. Oh, got away with it there. He saved us. Golini's after a new contract, and I'm not convinced that I want to give him one. He's sort of a 2.5 or 3-star rated goalkeeper. 2.5 is sort of a Premier League player. 3 is a good Premier League player. So he's a good Premier League goalkeeper, and he's done nothing but well for us, has he? There's a couple of dodgy goals he's conceded in Champions League. But I think overall he's done quite well. But I'm just not convinced that we necessarily want to offer him a new contract. Can we get that away? Oh, we're just not quite at it this second half as of yet. Let's give them maybe a concentrate here. We have quite a few good young keepers coming through. We have Pereira as well. I don't necessarily want to sell Golini, but I'm not against him leaving the club. So if we were to get an offer, we would definitely consider it, I think. There's a nice ball forward for Gonzalez. Can he pick out Callum Mosley? He can! That's 4 league goals in, 1.5 games now for Callum Mosley. I don't know how we're going to bring Wilson back into the team at this rate. He is just putting his chances away. That's a really good finish, and he's done well to find space, and he was picked out really well from Gonzalez, who's having an absolute screamer. So that's 3-0. This is done and dusted now, isn't it, really? What we might look to do is just rest Stemenkovic. He's played quite a bit. He's on a booking. James Bree, who I believe is now England's James Bree, he did get called up for the summer games. I don't think it would have been, it was 20. It wouldn't have been a tournament year, but he did get called up to the end of year friendlies. Don't remember if he got a cap or not. But yeah, he's on the fringes of the England squad, which, considering he's on the fringes of the Villa first team, you would suspect England has a bit of a weakness at right back at this point in time. All right, let's give them a little bit more encouragement. Let's maybe make another sub. We might look to take Lima off for Doyle Hayes. I just really want to try and avoid picking up silly injuries. If you remember towards the end of last year, especially in midfield, we were quite decimated at points. We have a deep enough squad in midfield that we could cope with it, but I don't want that to happen again. Let's see if Daly can knock another ball in for Mosley. Oh, just over the bar. That was terrific stuff. He's showing a little bit, isn't he, Daly, this game, which is good, because we need to see it going forward from him while we sort of train him going back. But look at this, 3-0. That's 7 goals this episode, none conceded. Can we have the perfect season? I think this is the question. Not necessarily, an invincible kind of thing. Is that a penalty? No, free kick against. But can we win every trophy we're up for this year? We have the World Club Cup, of course, which will be something else. That's something, the European team should be winning that, shouldn't they? I'm not quite sure who our South American opponent will be, but no matter who it is, you would expect us to win that. So can we win everything this year? That's the question we're going to pose. So there we go, top of the league, 7 goal difference, 7 scored, none conceded. You can see Arsenal and Liverpool and Leicester all have the perfect records. Now Leicester beat Manchester United, so they may be someone to be reckoned with. United got back on the wagon. So it's going to be a big season for us, isn't it? All right, so before we end this episode, let's have a look at the Champions League group stage draw. You can see we've been seeded first. We are one of the top seeds. So let's quickly go through this and see who we get. Arsenal, okay, there's going to be a quicker way to do this, which is just draw next team, isn't it? So let's have a look who we get here. We are in Group G. Let's have a look at the second seeds here. And we have Olympique Lyonnais. So that could be worse. I think if you look at those teams, that is probably the one we would have wanted, isn't it? So look at the third seeds here. Juventus, I'm pretty sure we do not want to get Juventus here, but we can't. Look at that group. Madrid, Monaco and Juve already. Ajax, Lazio's done. Shakhtar, so it's Sporting or Dynamo Kiev. It's Sporting. I think we can handle that. Now, we beat them, I think, in our run to the... No, we didn't. That was Real Madrid. And in terms of the last group here, you probably want to avoid Wolfsburg. What a group of death that is. Spain, Italy, France and Germany in the one group. Who can we get here? So it's Copenhagen or Anderlecht. You'd be happy with either of them, really, wouldn't you? We get Copenhagen. And so there it is. That is our group. So there it is. You can see Aston Villa, Olympique Lyonnais or Lyon, Sporting Lisbon and FC Copenhagen. You have to say that does look quite winnable. And to be honest, it looks a little bit like a Europa League group, doesn't it? So I think we can be quite satisfied with that. But like I say, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next time with, I think we'll come back for West Brom. We want to see the derby, don't we? So we'll come back for West Brom and Copenhagen. We'll see Olympique Lyonnais at a later date. Don't worry about that. We want to try and get into this season a little bit. You can see we've got Sheffield Wednesday in the Carabao Cup as well. So we'll be back next time for West Brom and Copenhagen. If you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. But until next time, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.